Hello everyone, this is Mumbo, and welcome back to another episode on the Hermitcraft server. It is episode 27, and today I've got some very important news for the start of this episode. This is the final day that you can pick up the Mumbo Spoon bundle. You will not be able to pick it up after this. Signed poster, the awesome t-shirt, and also the little Mumbo plushie type thing, the little guy that's absolutely adorable. This is the final day, okay? This is the final one. So if you do want it, please be sure to pick it up today. Please don't start complaining to me tomorrow that you have missed your opportunity, because I know that's going to happen. I've already warned Cap and Cook about this, that there are going to be plenty of disappointed people, but unfortunately that is the way that limited runs work. So this is it. Final day, pick them up, links down in the description. Now, plan number one for today's Hermitcraft episode is to fix one of my mistakes. As you know, in the previous episode of Hermitcraft, we did some Wither Skull killing, Wither Skull hunting and all that, and I was using the new crazy farm, and the only advice that I got while using it was that I should probably turn it off before I finish using it, because otherwise the farm can break. And I woke up, I was just about to go to sleep, and then I suddenly got sat up in my bed and thought to myself, I forgot to turn it off. I'm such a moron. So we're going to do some damage control and also add in some preventative measures into their farm so that idiots like me can't break it. So here comes the good news. I'm definitely dead. No! 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 Quadruple no! Oh gosh. This is by far one of the most terrifying things I've ever had to do in Minecraft. I am genuinely sweating, I'm stressed. It's so difficult, because on the levels where the flying machines aren't flying, I then have to fight everything on that platform before I can update the observer, because otherwise I just get absolutely blasted. I've done half of the farm so far, I still have half the farm left to go. I honestly don't think I'm going to survive. I'm seriously. Hats off to Tango and Impulse. I don't know how they did it. I seriously don't. Oh gosh. We have done it! We have actually cleared out everything. This is the final flying machine, and to get around it, I just have to disconnect quickly and then log back in. Obviously then the flying machine will fly straight past me, so then I can quickly make a beeline over to this section here and kind of pull my way out. And there we go. That is everything. And let's try our best to get that red glass, because we don't want to be losing any of their resources. And that is that. Oh man. That was the most killer thing I think I've done ever. I honestly don't know how they managed to build this thing without dying about a bazillion times. But it is now fully fixed up, and I think I really want to try and design a system that forces people to actually switch it off. I can't even tell how to switch it off. Except things don't appear to be fixed, because one or two of the flying machines have genuinely duped blocks. Look, you can see I have the glass, and I don't know where it's come from, but that seems to be causing an issue, and that might be what's causing some of the flying machines to stop flying. Either way, I think they are now all officially fixed. I've got rid of the properly duped blocks that are actually causing them to stop, so hopefully this doesn't break again. I'll be very upset for both me and Tango and Impulse if it does. Oh gosh, no matter what I do to this one, it doesn't seem to fix it, and there are mobs in every... Oh my word. Wow, thank you ever so much for those exit ports. They were there on a lot of the levels, and it is very, very handy to have. So now that I've spent a couple hours fixing my own stupid mistake, I think it's about time that A, I crack on with a Redstone video, and B, do a little bit of an Afk fishing session. So I'm actually going to chuck out a bunch of this stuff right here that we're never really going to need, like the fish, and a lot of these bows. In fact, I never really need the bows. So I'm going to chuck out all of these things, and we're going to try our best to get some unbreaking books. That's what we're actually looking for here. Right, let's see. Unbreaking 3, yes. That's good. That is going to be used for the Elytra. We have got not much else. Efficiency 4. Aqua Affinity. I mean, I could probably do that with that on the helmet. Ah, well, I might actually get myself a bow. That's a pretty good one too. I've created a system which should make this thing idiot-proof. Or Mumbo-proof, essentially. That is the plan right here. That is the end goal. And hopefully if we just connect in this redstone right here. Right now the farm is off, which means that we should be able to exit if we just place in this ladder. So the farm is off, which means that we can exit. But then when the farm is on, yeah, this piston will extend, which means that we won't be able to jump onto the ladder. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so this thing worked. Hopefully that will stop anyone from breaking the system. Now I just have to do a tiny bit of decorating, covering up this redstone line right here, and that should do the trick. The next plan for today's Hermitcraft episode is storage system. Now I have a bit of a funny story to tell you. I've been badgering Tango for a world download for his design of the storage system all week, and he's been away on vacation. He finally got back today, and then he just said, you know, you could just send your camera account over to my already built storage system. I completely forgot we're on the same world. Of course, I could just look at his build. I already have a world download. I'm playing in the world download. So I am going to be reproducing these modules right here. I'm going to try and learn the ropes and the redstone, and then we're going to start work on the crazy caves storage system. So the first task that we have to do is we need to get tons of wood, because of course this storage system involves tons of different items. We're going to need tons of chests and also tons of hoppers as well, because obviously we're going to be using hoppers to transport most of the items. I don't actually know how we're going to transport the items. I don't know if we're going to be using water streams or not. It might be a 100% hopper system, which means that A, Lagfather is back, and B, as I say, tons of wood. Now that I have enough wood for 6 stacks of chests, and we actually have a stack of chests right here, it's time to start mapping out where they're going to be going. Now this means that I'm going to be constantly referencing back and forth between this world and this world. Now, I have to say, I haven't been here for about a week or so, and I still, wow, this place is really cool. This is definitely one of my favourite personal builds, I would say. But you can see that we have got a lot of rungs of chests right here, and they all make their way around like this. Now, thankfully, I have actually mapped out where this place goes. So this is the border of the actual place. You can see that some of the chests do go out on the outside, but I know for a fact that these double chests here start 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 blocks from the edge, and they go 1 block back. So hopefully this shouldn't be too difficult. We'll wait and see. Just a quick progress update to say that I have placed in all of the chests, or at least I've laid out where all of the chests for the outside edge is going to be going, and it's really making me realise just how massive this storage system actually is. This is huge. It's going to take me about 3 months to get to the other side. I think I may have grossly underestimated how much wood this project was going to require. I haven't even put all of the chests in place, and already I am fresh out of wood. I mean, that was 12 stacks of I suppose that wasn't too much, but still, we still have all the hoppers to do. All the hoppers that are actually going to connect them up, and half the storage room. Now, I've decided to take a little bit of a break from wood farming and chest placing and everything like that to actually start mapping out where these hopper strings are going to be going. Now, these hopper strings are going to be extremely important because, of course, they are the things that are going to be transporting every single one of the items traveling through the storage system. And the strings of them are going to be pretty enormous. So it's going to travel right the way out the back here. I've calculated that it needs to be 3 blocks further back than the chests for this system to function. And this is the space so far for all of the chests. And that is going to wrap right the way around, all the way around the outside of the chest out the back there. And it's also going to have to dip in a little bit for some of the chests that we have in the center. Now, I have removed some of the chests in the center just because we're not going to be able to fit in the redstone, but those chests there are going to be the precious items chests, and obviously they're quite important. So we are going to have to drop through into this area, create the system, and then drop back out and go back around the outside. I have no clue how many hoppers this is going to take. Oh, it's going to be an enormous number. And it's times like these that I really regret doing all of this at y equals 10. Because I have pretty much run into obsidian all the way around the entire outside. I don't know how it's happened. It just seems to be just a permanent layer of obsidian going all the way around the outside right here. Oh, it's completely ridiculous. Now that we've mapped out where the hoppers are going to be going, I think it's about time that we actually get the iron for all of the hoppers. And I think it's safe to say that unfortunately my tiny little iron farm that I have next to the dirt hut probably isn't going to do the best job at getting all of the iron required, because we are going to need tons of that stuff. So we're actually heading off over to Tango Tech's iron farm to try our best to get a lot of it. That is, of course, if I can actually find it. I can never remember where this thing is. Now, rather upsettingly, I only have 3 rockets left, but I'm going to try my best to give you a whistle-stop tour of this farm right here. So it's a really smart design, as per usual with Tango stuff, but he has got some kind of crazy villager setup right here. That's the iron golem spawning chambers. I believe this enormous lag spike that we've just suffered is him actually activating the farm, and then apparently it takes 90 minutes to assemble all of the villages. So this thing will boot into gear and it will assemble all of the villages down the line, and then there will be loads and loads of villagers all next to each other, all producing their own iron golems, which will all drop down into that area there, be killed, and then be turned into iron, hopefully for my hoppers. I mean, you know, I build the odd redstone contraption, but this guy right here, despite the fact that he failed to make it up to the AFK platform, is an absolute genius, and is incredibly smart, and a very graceful flyer as well. So check out his video of him building this, because it is quite something. I've just come back into the studio 2 days later. Firstly, it said server closed, so there is a chance that we might not have too much iron. But more importantly, I have a thermometer in my room, and it is saying that it is 37 degrees Celsius right now in my room. It's unbearable. Wow, we have got lots of iron though, so that's a positive. We can take a certain level of positiveness from this. That's definitely enough to fill in all of our hoppers, our need for hoppers, like that. But as you can probably tell, my brain has melted. Can you just hear that words are kind of coming and fumbling out my mouth? They're not really being processed at all. It is way too hot today. I know I complain about this quite often. For those of you who have been on my channel for quite some time, you may remember last year's complaint about the heat. Oh, man. Okay, I'm going to go and grab some shulker boxes. I'm going to try my best to transport as much of this back as I possibly can. Oh, and before you say it, because I know this always happens, alright, I understand it's probably not that hot in England. It's only about 30 degrees in England right now, and I'm gonna get about 1 million comments from people saying, oh, well, you should try living here. I live in this place, and it's like 50 degrees outside. The thing is, a lot of you people are sending those comments in from air-conditioned houses. Air conditioning makes the world of difference, I can promise you. When you're sat in a house that doesn't have air conditioning in this heat, it's just stagnant, and it is just way too hot. I don't even have a fan. I can't run a fan while I'm recording. Now it's all well and good having all this iron and everything, but I can't get home. I don't have any fireworks. I left them at the Ocean Monument. I can't get home. I'm fairly certain the nether portal, the only nether portal, is right the way up at the top. Okay, so it turns out that actually Tango lives probably about, maybe, yeah, you can see his base. He doesn't live very far away from spawn. You know what, guys? I've come up with a bit of a plan. Because I actually can't record right now, my brain is just not letting any words come out. We need lots and lots of wood for this project, just for all of the chests and the hoppers, and having lots of wood in general is just really handy. So I thought it'd be fun to do like a 1 hour long wood farming session, like a big deforestation session, just to see how much wood we can possibly get in that length of time. Just something that I've never really done before. I've never really tested it before, and I think it should be fairly interesting. And then we can crack on and actually do some bits for the storage system. That said, it is only like 10:30 right now. It's only going to get hotter, but oh well. So in today's time-lapse chat, I've got 2 things that I really want to talk about. Number 1 is the Mumbo Jumbo range of PCs. So for those of you who don't know, I use Chillblast for my PCs. I have my own range of PCs, 4 different ones, all of different specifications, going from the slightly lower end, the cheaper end, all the way up to the insane end, which is the ones that I personally use. And I chose all of the components for these PCs, I chose everything that goes into them, and then Chillblast, of course, build them in a very good way and send them out to those of you who buy them, because they're insanely good at building them. I mean, there isn't a single wire out of place on my computer, which is completely ridiculous. It looks far better than anything I could personally do. And I just wanted to let you know that on Monday, we're having a big sale. We're doing Mumbo Monday, where you can get discounts on all of the range of the Mumbo PCs, and also a decent discount on all the other Chillblast PCs as well. So that might be something worth checking out if you're looking into getting a new system, and I'll put links to all of that down in the description. The next thing that I just want to talk about is how well YouTube is going at the minute. I mean, seriously, I just want to say, now that we're like a decent length into the Hermitcraft season, obviously you get a massive boost when you start a new season of Hermitcraft. I don't really understand how it happens, okay, but I suddenly, whenever we start a new Hermitcraft season, I get loads more subscribers, I get like just stupid quantities of views on every single Hermitcraft episode, and obviously after a little while that begins to die down, but it's still going, and it's still completely crazy, and I just want to say thank you ever so much for your support. It has been awesome to see you guys get behind the Hermitcraft season, get behind my building, get behind the Redstone videos as well. There are people subscribing, thousands of people subscribing each day. There's literally millions of people watching on a daily basis, which is completely ridiculous. And I'm just sat here thinking to myself, I actually cannot believe what is going on. I've been doing this YouTube thing for just over 5 years now, and to see it still going so incredibly well, it's mind-boggling. It's seriously mind-boggling. So thank you ever so much. You guys have definitely 100% changed my life, and you mean the world to me for that. But anyway, let's stop getting soppy. Let's pop back onto the Hermitcraft server. After exactly 1 hour of taking out all the trees, we have managed to get exactly 1 full inventory of spruce wood, and taken one heck of a beating from all of the mobs that were coming out at night. But this should be good. This should be good for at least a little while we're doing all of the hoppers and everything like that. Thankfully, it actually seems to have cooled down a little bit in my room as well, which is very nice indeed. So I guess I should probably craft all of this stuff up into chests, and then craft them into hoppers, and actually run them into the backs of each and every single one of these. However, pretty much every single one of the hoppers right here is based around a drop evator, so I thought the first thing that I should probably do is gather up some cobblestone from the dirt hut and create some of these things. So these things are going to be popping up out the back. There's going to be one on either side of these double chests right here, and they're going to be sat, I think, 3 blocks behind. I'm going to have to triple check this one. Things are going quite well so far. So we have all of the hoppers going into the back of all of the chests. That's kind of like the most important part. And now I'm just in the process of actually placing in the drop evators. So these go up like this, and they match up to the same height as the double chest right here. And then you're going to have an extra dropper that faces across that is going to be going into a hopper string, which will then connect up into those hoppers over there. And we'll have hopper strings connecting up all the bottoms of all of these drop evators, and then we'll add in the redstone, and that will be our storage system complete. However, I imagine the second half of that is probably going to happen in the next episode of Hermitcraft, simply because, well, this is a pretty massive storage system. I mean, it's going to take a ton of redstone, and most importantly, a ton of time. I just fully fell into that lava there. I am so amazed I'm still alive. Oh my word. I mean, I'm probably going to die, okay, but that is not a big deal. I am in shock. Oh my word, I'm in shock. My helmet went, my shoes have gone. They're on the way out anyway. Thank you. Thank you for... Wow. I would have rage quit. I would have totally rage quit. I fully was in there for like a good 10, 12, 15 seconds. No, probably not that long. It felt like that long. But it was probably about 5 or 6 seconds. I dropped down about 2 or 3 layers. I fell from up there down into the lava. So I was fully submerged. I was seeing orange. Oh, that was so close. That was so close. I've just realised why I survived. It's because, of course, I've got regeneration and I have resistance on my beacon. If I didn't have those, I would have been dead. I could not believe how long I was in the lava without dying. Whoa, I'm the luckiest man alive. Seriously. Now that I've calmed down from my near-death experience, all of the hoppers and all of the droppers are now all in place. So we have got droppervators behind each and every single one of these modules right here. I've also cleared out some extra space too, and that is where all of the redstone is going to be going, and we're going to be doing all of that in the next episode of Hermitcraft. So that is when we are going to be creating the official storage system and trying our best to get it up and running. But unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, that is literally all I've got time for today. I'm recording this about 2 or 3 hours before the Hermitcraft episode is going to release, which is, yeah, that's pretty last minute considering I still have to edit this thing and render it all out. But I've had a ton of fun in today's Hermitcraft episode. It's been quite varied, quite all over the place. We had to fix up Impulse's farm in the start, which was actually really interesting. Lots of near death and actual death in today's Hermitcraft episode, I have to say. So yeah, hopefully we don't replicate that in future ones. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed. If you did, be sure to hit that like button, and if you really loved it, then make sure to subscribe. But thanks for watching, guys. This has been Mumbo, and I'm out. I'll see you later.